Yes guys, what is happening? Welcome back to Cop Noise TV, where we are here once again building up to another Liverpool game. Most of us probably now are sick of looking forward to Liverpool games. Most of us probably don't look forward to Liverpool games anymore, but unfortunately the season is not over just yet. As much as we're out of the FA Cup, we've got maybe 1 foot out of the Champions League, we've still got a Premier League to battle for and trying to get into what is now being confirmed a top 5, trying to get that qualification, that also important qualification for Liverpool for next season. So Liverpool this weekend welcome Fulham to Anfield, 5:30 kickoff on Saturday. I don't know what to say about this one. You know, the days have gone of going into games confident, whether it be a Man United, a Man City, or a Fulham, or someone like this. So every game now, you just don't know what Liverpool's side is going to turn up. And looking at Fulham are, I wouldn't say consistent, but Fulham are where you would expect Fulham to be. Fulham are currently sat 9th in the table. They are on 44 points, so they're not going to get relegated. And they've not really got much to play for. Maybe they push a late push for the Europa Conference League places, who knows. But Fulham have never been an easy walkover when coming to Anfield. I remember of late, Fulham giving us a few tests. And looking at Fulham's form recently, honestly, it's bizarre. The only way I could describe Fulham's form is like sticking your hand in a box of celebrations with your eyes closed, and you may pull out a Galaxy, which is a win. You may pull out a Mars bar, give that a draw, or you may pull out the Bounty and lose. Honestly, the results are mad. They're all over the place. In the last 8 games, they've won 4, lost 3, and drawn 1. So nothing really consistent about Fulham whatsoever. So as much as Liverpool are inconsistent to say, and I think that's putting it kind, Fulham are too. So this game could be anything at the weekend. It could be a mad score draw, or it could be a dull stalemate ball fest. Who knows? As I say, Fulham are completely over the place, no consistency whatsoever. But one thing that is consistent about Fulham, which I think, me personally, I think is important to point out, and is their manager, Marco Silva. Now there, I think he's been in charge since mid-2021, so this is his 5th season in charge at Fulham, and he's consistent. I think in the time he's been there, he's steered them to pretty much consistent mid-level finishes. I think 13th, 12th, 11th. So he's getting a tune out of this team, and I like him as a manager. And listen, yes, I know he's an ex-Everton manager, but he's got a style about him. He's got a style of play which I kind of rate. He likes to play football, albeit he hasn't got the most technically gifted players in that squad to be playing expansive football, but he likes to do it. They do alright with it. They've got some decent attacking threats. Raul Jimenez, he seems to be getting a tune out of him now after he kind of went a couple of years of not really doing much after he got that bad head injury. Alex Iwobi, he seems to be really flourishing under Marco Silva. Yeah, they do alright. They got a late draw against us after we thought we'd kind of snatched it at Craven Cottage earlier on in the season, when Harrison Reed scored the absolute worldie out of nowhere. But I've no idea with this one what Fulham are going to do. Just the same as I've no idea what Liverpool are going to do. Because after the week we've just had, this may be the worst it's gotten this season. You know, we've had some really bad results this season. The Tottenham one was a bad one. Drawing at home to Burnley, drawing at home to Leeds, losing against Forest. You know, there's been some bad results, and along with that has been some bad performances. But I dare say that the worst of the performances have came in this last week. The Man City performance, for the last hour after going a goal down was inexcusable. And for our captain to come out and say that the players gave up, that just can't happen. That cannot happen. And we went into that Paris game. I don't think there was many Liverpool fans had much hope of us going to Paris and getting a win. Maybe we could have scraped a draw, but I don't think anyone who follows Liverpool thought that Liverpool were going to get out of Paris with a win, as we did last season. And this sounds a bit wild, but bear with me, stay with me here, because the manager's under fire, and he obviously knows this. He feels the pressure. He can obviously see that the players are either not playing for him, or they're not understanding what he's asking them to do. And for Arne Slot to play a system in Paris that I don't believe we've ever played before under Arne Slot, in going to a back three with wing backs, or it be a back five, if you like. We've never done that, and it was a massive risk. But obviously a risk that the manager felt that he had to take at this stage in the season, in an occasion, a Champions League quarter-final away against arguably the best team in the world right now. It's pretty fucking ballsy, if you ask me. And yes, it didn't pay off. The three central defenders were all over the place. Virgil van Dijk, Kanate and Joe Gomez didn't look like they had a clue what to do. Did they stay with in a line? Did one of them go with Dembele if he dropped into a deeper position? They didn't have a clue. Honestly, they got pulled apart all over. And this is going to happen against a team like PSG. Now, I imagine Arne Slot will not adopt that back five against Fulham. I imagine he will go back to what he knows, the kind of tried and tested of a 4-3-3, if you like. However you want to kind of move the chess pieces around the board in the midfield and attack, but ultimately we play a 4-3-3, don't we? And I imagine Slot will go back to this now. In terms of looking at the squad, looking at how I think Liverpool will fare up with this, I think the fact that certain players didn't get minutes in Paris, certain players got less minutes than potentially what we expected, is a bit of a telltale sign as to what Arne Slot will do for his starting 11 against Fulham this weekend. Don't believe there's any fresh injury news coming out of Paris, so if anything, Slot's squad now is arguably the strongest it's been for quite a long time. You know, we've got Frimpong available, we've got three centre-halves with Joe Gomez available, we've got two left-backs. Yes, Alisson is injured. Our midfield, we've pretty much got everyone available. I think there's only Conor Bradley. There's long-term absence. Obviously, Isak's back now. So there's no excuses now for me for the rest of the season for Liverpool to go out and give us all something to fight for. Because at the minute, the club's a bit of a mess. We all probably know, anyone who's watching, what's going on with all the ticketing stuff, the fact that the protests are going to start this weekend. I think it's right that we do that. I know people online have been saying, why are we protesting at this stage of the season when the team need us? Yeah, absolutely, the team needs us, and I'm sure as fans, anyone who's in the ground, including myself, we will get behind the team. But the protests are pointed at the club's hierarchy and not the players on the pitch. So for those of you that don't know, the COP will not be displaying their flags and banners, and I'm sure I've been told, or I've heard that this will continue to go throughout the season until something changes. Albeit this won't be the case against PSG in the week, because that is the game that's closest to the Hillsborough anniversary. So the fans will bring the flags and the banners, because obviously they will want to, commemorate and make that occasion as special as they can for Hillsborough. But yeah, I think it's right, and the club need to they need to do something. They need to come to the table, because us as fans, you know, we've got a voice, and it's clearly from all the videos and the podcasts that I've watched and listened to over the last couple of weeks, we've obviously not been heard, and the club have done this, and it seems like a little bit of a kick in the teeth given the fact that it is off the back of record revenues being achieved for the club, and also the fact that the team are playing pretty shit. So as fans, we're a little bit pissed off at the moment, and for the club to announce that they're putting ticket prices up for the next 3 years, nah, we're not having it, unfortunately. So protests are going to start, and who knows, we will see what happens with that. But let's have a look at what I think Arne Slot will do for his starting 11 on Saturday against Fulham. So as I said earlier, Alisson Becker is injured, so goalkeeper picks itself. Mamardashvili will play in goal. The jury's out on him for me at the moment. I think as much as he is a good shot stopper, he pulls off some good saves, he needs to be a little bit more commanding. He had an occasion on Wednesday night against PSG where Kirkes was like kind of shielding the ball, wanting Mamardashvili to come out and claim it, and he had more than enough time to come out and claim the ball, and he didn't do that. And there was a couple of occasions, I think, earlier on in the season where he kind of seemed to be a bit hesitant on coming off his line, and so I want to see him, because he's a big fucking dude, I want to see him, you know, command that penalty area, make that penalty area his. But yeah, he will play in goal this weekend. Right back, I think Jeremy Frimpong will start at right back. We saw him adopted as a wing back in the week, so I think he will be moved back into what I think we all think is his natural position for Liverpool. Right back, Ibu Konate and Virgil van Dijk will partner up in the centre-half positions. I think Andy Robertson will come in on left back. Kirkes has started the last two. I think Robbo will come in for this one, and you know, we've all heard what Andy Robertson will be doing at the end of the season. He will unfortunately leave Liverpool, which I think is a little bit worrying, given the fact that all the senior leaders, if you like, in that changing room are pretty much gone now, apart from Virgil and Alisson. That for me is a little bit worrying, because at times when the club need leaders, we are letting them go. But I understand why Andy Robertson wants to go. He obviously still feels as though he's got something that he can achieve in football, and he feels that he can still be, he's good enough to be first choice somewhere. And why not? Why wouldn't you? He's an unbelievable player. So, as I've said, if you haven't seen my video about Andy Robertson, go back and catch that. Yeah, it's a good video. Midfield is interesting, because I think someone's going to miss out here, because Ryan Gravenberch will play, Dominic Szoboszlai will play, and therefore you are looking at either Alexis McAllister or Florian Wirtz, because up top, I'll come back to that position, because up top I think Cody Gakpo is going to come in, Hugo Ekitike will play, and Mo Salah will play on the right, given the fact that he didn't get any minutes in Paris. I think that Salah will come back in. So that means, who do you play in that 8/10? Do you play Maka or do you play Wirtz? And I would play Florian Wirtz personally, but I think he will play McAllister, and I think Florian Wirtz may miss out on this one. I don't agree with that. I think the team needs Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz needs to be the focal point of this team. He needs to be part of that spine, playing week in, week out. And I was speaking to someone at work today about him, because they were saying he's not that good. I feel for Florian Wirtz, because he's come to a new league, a young lad, new country, and he's played in an 8, he's played in a 10, he's played off the left, he's played off the right, he's played all over the place, he's played as a false 9. I mean, how is the guy supposed to get any consistency in a team where he's literally chopped and changed all over in different positions, which I don't agree with personally, but I'm not the manager of Liverpool Football Club. Arne Slot is, and he uses Florian Wirtz how he sees best. But I think he may miss out on getting a start in this game, and I think it might be a case of he says he's saving him for Paris. Who knows? Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think Arne Slot will do for his starting 11 at the weekend against Fulham. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you haven't done already, do me a favour. Please, please, please get over to the homepage, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you don't miss out on any future content. I'll catch you in a bit.